Hello boys and girls, how are you all? I hope you're all well. When I sat down at the table here, boys and girls, to do the story, I was just thinking to myself, it's been an awful long time since I've sat around this table with family and friends and had a nice meal and a good chat. And I'm really looking forward to having those celebrations again. Well, today's story, it's called The Last Supper. And it was basically the last meal that Jesus had with his disciples before he was crucified. This meal was to celebrate the Passover. Now, two of Jesus' disciples, Peter and John, they organised the meal, and it was held in a room in a house in Jerusalem. And Jesus and the disciples, they all sat round a big table together. And the meal went on for a long time. Now, during the meal, Jesus said to the disciples, he said, "One of you here will betray me." Well, the disciples were shocked, and they were saying to Jesus, "Is it me? Or is it me?" Jesus turned to one of the disciples called Judas, and he said to Judas, "Judas, you are the one who will betray me." Now, when Jesus said this, Judas looked around him because he didn't want the other disciples to hear what Jesus had said. But the other disciples, they were too busy watching what Jesus was doing. What Jesus did next, he took some bread and he broke the bread and he thanked God for it. And he said to the disciples, "This is my body," or "This is a symbol of my body." And then he took some wine and he thanked God for the wine. And he said to the disciples, "This is my blood." And Jesus said that he was ready to shed his blood for his people so that they would be forgiven for their sins. Imagine that. Isn't that amazing? Well, the disciples, they ate the bread and drank the wine. Now, what Jesus did next was really amazing. Jesus decided he would wash the disciples' feet. Well, now we're talking about Jesus here, and Jesus was like a king. In fact, he was the King of Kings. This would be like, could you imagine somebody famous coming to your house, boys and girls, and deciding to tidy your bedroom? Well, that's not going to happen, sure it's not. Well, that's what it was like for the disciples. But Jesus said that if he didn't wash their feet, then they wouldn't be with him. So Jesus washed their feet. Now really, this is an example, boys and girls, of how we should treat others. I'm not talking about washing people's feet because that might be a bit silly, but to do nice things for people. You know, acting like a servant for God, that is what Jesus wants us to do.
In my wrestling and in my doubts, in my failures, you won't walk out. Your great love will lead me through. You are the peace in my troubled sea. Whoa, you are the peace in my troubled sea. In the silence, you won't let go. In the questions, your truth will hold. Your great love will lead me through. You are the peace in my troubled sea. Whoa, you are the peace in my troubled sea. My lighthouse, shining in the darkness, I will follow you. Oh, my lighthouse, I will trust the promise. You will carry me safe to shore. Safe to shore. Safe to shore. peace in my troubled sea. Whoa, you are the peace in my troubled sea. Oh, you are my light, my lighthouse, my lighthouse, shining in the darkness. I will follow you. Oh, my lighthouse, my lighthouse. I will trust the promise. You will carry me safe to shore.
Tonight, boys and girls, we're going to have a go at an Easter quiz. I wonder how well you were listening to Gail's story. I wonder if you can remember all the details she told us about that fantastic story. Let's see how much you can remember. There are 7 doors, and behind each door there is a question. I wonder which number we'll try first. What about number 3? What festival were the people celebrating? Oh, we only have 20 seconds left. Was it Christmas? Was it Easter? Was it Passover? Or was it the New Year? What do you think? Yeah, I think it was Passover. Let's try it. Brilliant. Just in the nick of time. Okay. I wonder what question we can try next. What about number 7? Who organised the meal? Gail told us this. It was 2 of the disciples. Was it Peter and John? Was it Peter and Andrew? Was it John and Thomas? Or was it John and Judas? Oh, all those names sound familiar. What do you think? Yeah, I think so too. I think it's Peter and John. Fantastic. We got another one correct. Okay, this time let's try question 1. What did Jesus use as a symbol for his blood? You remember there was a cup. Think about what Gail showed us. Was it wine? Was it bread? Was it water? Or was it vinegar? Yeah, I think so too. I'm pretty sure it was wine. Oh, we are doing well so far. 3 out of 3. Let's try another. Let's go for number 6. Where did the disciples eat the meal? Was it in Bethlehem? Was it in Jerusalem? Was it in Nazareth? Or was it in Galilee? What do you think? Can you remember? Yes, I think it's Jerusalem too. Let's give it a go. We were right. Well remembered so far. Let's try number 4. What part of the disciples did Jesus wash? Can you remember what Gail said? Did he wash their hands? No. Did he wash their hair? Was it their feet or their face? Oh, what did she say? Yes, it was their feet. Good job, boys and girls. Okay, just 2 questions left. We're doing so well so far. Let's try number 2. What did Jesus use as a symbol for his body? Was it wine? Was it crackers? Was it potatoes or was it bread? Yes, you're right. Of course, it was bread. Okay, 1 question left. Do you think we'll get them all right first time? Oh, I hope so. Let's try number 5. Who did Jesus say would betray him? Was it A, Judas, B, Peter, C, Andrew, or D, James? What do you think? Yeah, I agree. I think it's Judas as well. Let's try it. Fantastic, boys and girls. We have got all 7 right. Super work. You were listening really, really closely.